So this is the best trinkets of Wrath of the Lich King Classic. I have no idea, I've never played Wrath really. So get ready to get hyped, boys. We're watching a video, alright? While the raid forms.
Wrath of the Lich King brings tons of new items, and with every new phase of content in any expansion ever in WoW, the trinkets are always massive items and cause drama, hard reserves in pugs, and big prices in GDKP runs.
Definitely, yes.
What are those trinkets in Tier 7 going to be? But before we get on to what those trinkets are going to be, let's look at some good trinkets that you're going to want before you worry about trying to get the big trinkets. There's quite a few trinkets people are going to be trying to get before even stepping foot in Naxx. Let's look at those first. For 40 Emblems of Justice, which is the currency you obtain from heroics, you can get which outside of professions will likely be your first.
Holy shit, that's broken. 84 critical strike. Your harmful spells have a chance to give you 590 spell power. Damn. So this is like Icon, right? It's the, you know, you buy the badges. Very OP.
Will likely be your first epic trinket.
Everyone's gonna have
this.
this.
It's called Sundial of the Exiled, which gives you 84 crit rating, and your harmful spells have a chance to increase your spell power by 590. That's for 10 seconds. The melee version is called Mirror of Truth, which improves your critical strike rating by 84, and chance on melee and range critical strikes increase your
so
attack
instead of
power
on
by
use, they
1,000
are
for 10 seconds.
proc
The healing
trinkets.
version is called the Egg of Mortal Essence, which increases your spell power by 98, and it gives your direct healing and heal over.
Wait, this gives you haste. Oh, your healers can't proc it though. Damn, imagine if you could get this as a caster. That would be kind of OP.
A chance to increase your haste rating by 505 for 10 seconds. And finally, the tank trinket, which isn't amazing, but it's still half decent, which increases your dodge rating by 84 with a usability.
Wow, yes, wow. 174 gear score. That's not a lot, right?
For 20 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown. There's also some noteworthy trinkets that come from professions, such as jewel crafting. Monarch Crab for tanks early on is going to be great, giving you 63 stamina and 2 extra sockets to put even more stamina on.
Wait, sockets
you
in
do
a
actually
trinket?
get a usability on it that increases dodge rating by 300
I didn't know that's
for
even
10
a thing.
seconds, and it's only on a 1-minute cooldown. You also get the Ruby Hair, which has got 62 stamina with 2 sockets, where you can again get even more
speed.
stamina. And this one on use increases your speed by 30% for 6 seconds on a 3-minute cooldown. And Sapphire Owl is definitely worth a mention as well. It's only really going to be your Holy Paladins that are going to want this, but with 42 intellect and another 2 sockets for even more intellect, it's a really good trinket for Holy Paladins. And on
pretty
use,
good for arcane
you can
mages.
restore 2.3k mana over 12 seconds as well. On
Unless intellect is not your best stat
anymore. So you can basically
anymore.
say that this trinket gives you an extra 2.3k maximum mana every
I
single
don't know, maybe
boss
it's
fight.
not.
There's a couple from Heroic Dungeons as well that people are definitely going to be wanting to get pretty quick, such as from Violet Hold Heroic, the final boss drops Mark of the War Prisoner, which improves your hit rating by 73 and on use increases spell power by 346.
Wait, so hit is now a stat for everyone? It's not gonna say like spell hit anymore, it just says hit rating. So hit rating is like hit for casters, hit for melee. Alright.
Now the reason this is particularly good is because obviously getting hit capped as a caster
We're learning,
or
guys.
as any DPS is super important, but being able to control the proc and use it with all your other cooldowns, it is a really strong blue trinket, you know, to say it only comes from a heroic. And then exactly the same, but for the melee this time, getting a hit rating and on use, increasing your attack power by 670 for 20 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown.
Is this
Sphere
heroic
of the
only?
Red Dragon's Blood, which comes from Kerashraza, which is the final boss in the Nexus Heroic. There are other trinkets from professions and from dungeons, but they're the ones
Heroic,
that I feel
dungeons
really
are not hard.
particularly powerful.
I think they're easier
you could
than
say
TBC.
The Alchemy trinket, which is particularly very good for
TBC dungeons
Resto
were
Druids, or even
harder.
the Meteorite Whetstone, which comes from Utgard Pinnacle. But as I say, the ones with hit on, particularly strong. Now, before we even get into Tier 7, one of the most obvious trinkets, which is going to cost a pretty penny, is Dark Moon Card Greatness. It may not come from a raid, but it's going to be heavily sought after by so many classes. Ferals.
When you heal or deal damage, you have a chance to gain greatness, increasing your strength, agility, intellect, or spirit by 300. What? Wait, is this Biss? This is broken, bro. 90 intellect. 98. Yeah, I think, dude, how much gold is this gonna cost? Bro, people, like this ring, this trinket, bro, is gonna be like 50k gold, man, minimum. It's Biss, bro. Holy shit! But is this available on launch? Fucking hell.
rogues, warriors, holy
I'm
paladins,
gonna have to
red
buy
paladins,
more.
DKs, hunters.
I'm gonna
you
have to
get
farm
it.
some gold,
Pretty
guys.
much everyone. And that's because being BIS for multiple phases,
farm
for
some gold
multiple
for this.
classes, is going to make this one of the most expensive things on the auction house
Get
for
ready to
quite
farm,
some time. For those of you that don't know, this comes from combining all the noble cards from Inscription to create the Nobles deck. You then hand this deck in at Dark Moon Fair when it comes round and pick which version of the trinket you want. Stepping foot into your first raids being 10-man Nax, you're not going to see a great deal of drama around Embrace of the Spider, but as an early on trinket giving spell power and a ton of haste on proc, you can definitely expect to see casters hard reserving this, forming their pugs in Nax 10. The reason this makes it on the list is because unlike 25-man where the trinkets that we're about to look at from Nax drop from multiple bosses, you will only be able to get Embrace of the Spider from Mayexna in the Arachnid Quarter.
Would you guys
so
join my 10-man next drama spots? They're gonna be super fast, 1 hour cleared.
Sarfarian in the Obsidian Sanctum drops two of the most sought after trinkets, one for melee, one for range. The melee one being Fury of the 5 Flights, which each time you deal melee or range damage to an opponent, you gain 16 attack power for 10 seconds, and this stacks up to 20 times. This is extremely strong for many melee classes. And then Illustration of the Dragon Soul for the casters, which each time you cast a damaging or healing spell, you gain 20 spell power for the next 10 seconds, and this stacks 10 times. So you're going to get 200 spell power from this, which is quite literally the most static amount of spell power, because let's face it, once you start attacking, you build it up, then it's static. So you've got a bit of ramp up time until that point, but it's definitely got the most spell power on in Tier 7. And then venturing into Nax 25, you're going to have Diane Curse, Forethought Talisman, and Grim Toll. All of these have a chance of dropping from Grobulus.
Bro, is Rat like a expansion where there's actually trinkets in the game? They kind of realize like, hey, maybe putting 1 trinket per tier is not enough. Because in TBC there's no fucking trinkets, bro. Like, holy shit. This is all from the first tier.
And Hygen the Unclean. All of these for specific
nice,
classes are
bro.
really strong.
I hated the way it is in
Forethought
TBC.
Talisman, most healers are going to want this. Holy Paladins are an exception to the rule because they'll be going for things like the JC trinket and Dark Moon Card Greatness to get as much intellect as physically possible. But everyone else will happily take the 111 bonus healing and a chance for a hot on the target that you're healing at the time. In Tier 7, there isn't any other trinket that gives as much static bonus healing outside of Illustration of the Dragon Soul, which most DPS are going to probably get before healers. So needless to say, people are going to be fighting for this one. The same applies for casters when it comes to Dying Curse. We all know how much of a pain it can be to get hit capped, so getting a trinket with
this
so
one
much
looks
hit on
really good
this early on in the game and having a massive 765 spell power.
People get good in the game in Rats, right? They're gonna be like, okay, I have this trinket, I'm gonna wait for it to proc, and then I use my cooldowns. This is how you're gonna play. You're gonna be like a monkey, like TBC, and be like, on popping cooldowns like a bot. You have to like wait for this to proc and then use your cooldowns. Like, this is how you play. No, I'm just saying. Like, this is what you need to do, bro. If you're playing Arcane, you wait for this proc, you press your cooldown. I mean, that's what I would assume you would do.
Our proc for 10 seconds is huge. I can't think of a single caster class that wouldn't want to get their hands on this, so expect it to be very contested. Whereas Grim Toll is a bit of a strange one. As most of you may know, armor pen is one of those stats that gets stronger the more of it that you get. And because there isn't massive amounts of armor pen in Tier 7, it really shouldn't be heavily contested. Don't get me wrong, it's still amazing for warriors, feral, combat rogues, marksman hunters, or even frost DKs, as an example, but it will be more about the hit. Going into Tier 8 with it for people wanting to stack their armor pen in the Tier 8 hard modes will be important, but I would hope...
Look at this Druid top DPS. Damn, bro. That's nice. Dude, Rat damage meters are so nice, bro. Like, you see everything. Look at this. Warlock's not on top. Hunter not on top.
By the time Tier 8
Shamans
comes out,
are blasting.
most of your
Enhancement
melee will
is
have
so
a Grim
insane.
Toll either equipped or in the bank anyway. There are a few trinkets from Sapphiron as well, but honestly, none of them
Skek
are
is gonna
that
be a pumper,
mind-blowingly
dude.
amazing, and you shouldn't expect much competition on them. The only slight exception would be Bandit's Insignia, because it does have a decent amount.
How many times have I seen this icon now? Like, Blizzard, what are you doing, bro? Like, do they just keep using the same icons over and over again? Like, how am I supposed to know which trinket it is? This is the third time it's been used.
Power on it, it's just a shame about the proc. There's a couple of trinkets that drop from Malagos, but really the only one worth even worrying about is Mark of Norgannon, which gives you 69...
Wait, expertise is still a stat in Rat. 69 expertise. Nice. Increases your haste. Okay, this is fucking good, bro. On use, 20-second duration. Gigabis.
expertise, and on use, increasing your haste by 4.
Readiness icon, I like that.
This could be particularly good for the likes of enhancement shamans or even rep paladins, but I honestly wouldn't expect much competition.
Man, this is so nice that there's a bunch of trinkets.
I want to leave you with one more. It doesn't come from a dungeon, a profession, or even a raid. It's actually a reputation, and the reputation is the oracles. Now, the oracle talisman that you can get exalted with the oracles, these are in Sholazar Basin, and you'll do dailies to get reputation.
Restore mana when you kill a target that grants honor or experience. Bro, this is so good for farming dungeons. This is boosting bis.
With them. Whilst it's not useful
boosting
in raid,
bis
this
trinket
is quite literally the best farming trinket for any class, and if we get it like it was in original Wrath of the Lich King, they're not unique, so you can actually equip 2 of these, giving you around 3% crit, and every kill while you're out grinding or farming or even potentially leveling in whatever comes after Wrath of the Lich King will restore 5% mana, rage, energy or runic power when you kill a target that grants honor or experience. So needless to say, if you're AoE grinding, if you're single target farming as a level worker and skinner or whatever you're doing, these are the best trinkets to physically have equipped whilst farming. And I honestly think everyone who intends on going out and even just doing dailies or farming for Eternals or anything like that definitely should get 2 of the Oracle trinkets in your bank because they are really, really strong.
Is it really annoying to farm that reputation with the Oracles? Does it take a long time? But this is nice though. There's a lot of trinkets and rats, so you don't have to like worry about it. You know, like yeah, there's better trinkets than others, but at least you have trinkets. So like TBC where you just don't have a trinket. You have one badge and then you're like using a green random trinket, you know.